ones rounded up in early morning gloom to climb over barbed wire into the backs of the trucks. We're the ones who die on the desert on the way to pick your succulent strawberries, apricots, and grapes. We are the ones who drain your cesspits.
We are the ones who wash the desiccated corpse of your dead mother. We are the ones who end up in the boneyard. We are the ones who feel the steel blade against our throats to forfeit money, labor, even our bodies.
We are the ones crammed into the airless bowels of that box truck, abandoned under the overpass by the dry river basin in the City of Angels. We are the ones who end up in unmarked, swollen graves. We are the ones waiting in endless lines, dying on our feet, one by one, waiting for glass doors to open. Fucked, 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 fucked. We are the ones who gather slags of coke on hillsides to feed insatiable fires. We are the ones forced to conceal under offal-filled rubbish pits when ice is spotted outside the plant gates.
We are the ones the privileged have no knowledge of, as if their material needs were met by invisible beings. We are the ones huddled in the snow behind recycling dumpsters to watch multitudes scamper after the lure of SUVs, iPods, designer t-shirts, and sneakers.
We are the ones who move only when it is dark. We are the ones who are worth less than the car bomb that dismembers us, or the random bullet that shatters our fragile skull.
We are the ones who lift our children into crowded rafts because it is safer there than where they are now. We are of the same family of those who train giant telescopes on the night sky to capture flickering starlight from the edges of the universe. We are of the same family of those who created symbolic languages that include infinities that contain infinite infinities. We are of the same family of those who invented
the piano,
books,
records,
paintings,
cameras,
rugs,
linens,
plates,
mirrors,
chocolate,
wine,
blankets,
pottery,
stoves,
jokes,
windows,
fences,
crayons,
flashlights,
thermometers,
shoes,
soap,
poetry,
cutlery,
pillows,
eyeglasses,
family letters,
photographs,
the spiral corkscrew,
the safety pin,
the mineral water siphon,
the canal lock with winch and sluice.
the suction pump.
We are of the same family of those who climb upon a dark stage to impersonate imaginary lives in front of complete strangers. We are of the same family of those who keep the dead alive through words. Yes, that's who we are. And yet, even as we gather together astride the lip of our common graves, we are the ones that still have hope, that still have dreams.
Before I begin, housekeeping. I speak to you across a vast expanse of time as a representative of the Actual Life program, a division of EnerSense LLC. Hello? Can you hear me? Apologies. It's always like this. The technology I'm employing to speak to you from a century into your theoretical future only works well in one direction. To me, you're very fuzzy. I hear it's often the same for you when you, what is it, Skype? We know more about ourselves now than you're physically capable of comprehending. In 2119, the EnerSense Actual Life OS automatically analyzes up to 6 billion neural signals per second through chemical micro-changes perpetually monitored in every actual person's digiskin. I am scared. Today is a very big day. The backstory. When the seas rose, the climate didn't just change. It split in two. Climate polarization, they called it. Actual Life tells me you also use the term polarized, which is interesting because your two words, environment and the internet, in our collective future, they are one and the same. It was in the fields of death that the discovery was made. This was where they piled the bodies during the catastrophe, as high as skyscrapers. Those that weren't swept out to sea had to be dealt with. They burned them. Damn the consequences of global warming. The mountains of flesh smoldered for months, like mountains of rubber. Until the key players in the consolidated funeral industry began to meet secretly with Silicon Valley engineers, recently relocated to Idaho. They wondered, could these megatons of incinerated human remains, euphemistically referred to as dust, be used for good? The introduction of proton-accelerated fiber optics provided the necessary disruption. When combined with dust, the reaction produced harnessable energy yields comparable to low-grade nuclear fission, with no waste, no toxicity, and no seeming limit to the amount of energy that could be generated. Except one. The availability of human bodies. It has to be humans. Though the remains of higher primates also produce energy, it is at a significantly less efficient rate, and lower mammals barely register. No one could explain why, until the founder of EnerSense proposed that what we had captured was the energy of the human soul, and that in partnership with each other, we had begun to collectively embody a real, tangible, physical manifestation of our own God. Once the surplus was gone, there was resistance to the farming of human beings, like chickens or pigs. They're bred in captivity, kept in small pens with hands, teeth, and feet removed to reduce aggression and conflict. In one market-led innovation, it is now possible to purchase dust from ethical suppliers, where the humanimals are allowed outside, and in some cases, even to touch. But this is considerably more expensive, and so remains a niche, popular among only the most urbane and liberal of intelligentsia, actual persons, or those with privilege. Those with privilege is an official designation. TWPs for short, or twerps if you're not one. Privilege is calculated across several major categories as defined by data gathered by Actual Life. The privilege algorithm is neither moral nor aspirational. It simply reflects what is. I am a TWP. Hello. Hello? Sorry, I can't tell if you're still there. Just give me a second. It was me who suggested a pivotal alteration to the system, if I can toot my own horn. This has allowed it to thrive. Once a generation, the families of those with privilege are required to sacrifice one of their own. It mollifies the humanimals, offers them a sense that their suffering is shared by all. In a way, it does the same thing for us TWPs. We too pay a price for our comforts, our privilege. This makes it more possible for us to live with what we're doing to each other and the world. As I said, today is a big day. For me. Only those in a very specific situation are chosen to speak backwards to our past, our together before. Enersense has limited interest in history. We prefer to look forward. Today, I will return to what your primitive religion taught us is where we began, and become something fundamentally more useful, a provider. I have been chosen. It is the gift we have all been given to understand that we are dinosaurs. Literally, our flesh organic, our decomposed bodies a resource. Today, I return to dust. You're scared too. Just looking at you, I can tell. There's no need to worry. It's fine. No matter what happens, it's what we all become. Every single one. Are you there? Hello?
We need to check the stars. It's too cloudy. Can you see? What are they doing?
Who?
The hunter and the bear. Can you see them?
Why? My show is about to come on. It's cold. What are we doing out here?
It's very important. We need to figure out what they're doing.
It's too dark. They are just stars.
Just stars? Those lights matter more than you could ever possibly imagine.
You're acting crazy.
I swear, I saw him. When was the last time you saw the blood on the leaves?
Okay, now I know you're crazy. I'm going back
The
inside.
blood on the leaves. When was the last time you saw it?
Huh?
What color is this leaf?
Brown.
Exactly. Something is very, very wrong.
Oh my god, you New Englanders and your leaves. You are so weird. I'm gonna go back inside.
It's not about the leaf. It is bigger than the leaf. A leaf is not just a leaf. Look at the leaf and look at the stars. And tell me what you see.
I don't see anything.
Exactly. That's exactly the problem. And you don't know where to begin looking. What is he doing?
Who? I don't see... Actually, I do see something. I see a crazy person running around talking about blood on the leaves.
I'm not crazy. I'm upset. We need to find the hunter. He stopped doing what he's supposed to do.
Right. You gonna tell me what's going on?
He hasn't killed him. He's forgotten the sacrifice, how important it is.
Yes, I have just followed a sociopath outside. It is now confirmed.
Many things have happened since the beginning of time to maintain balance in the world. Some of them happen down here, but many of them happen up there, on the celestial level. A long, long time ago, the hunter and the bear were friends, great friends.
Sorry, you are telling me two constellations are friends?
Laugh if you like, but the relationship between the hunter and the bear is extremely important. It's...
Okay, humor me. Why does it matter that they are friends? Is their relationship in retrograde?
Things don't just happen. You think the moon and the stars and the seasons just go? But that's not how it works. Nature, it doesn't do things for us. There are sacrifices we must make for nature to do what it must. That's how the world works. That's how it's always worked.
So, are you mad at the sky now? Because...
I'm not mad at the sky. I'm mad at... Long, long ago, the Great Spirit told the hunter he had to kill the bear.
What? I thought you said they were friends.
They are. They are. That's the point. He didn't want to do it. He never wants to do it, but he has to do it for the leaves. Every year at the end of summer, the hunter will not want to kill the bear, but he must do it. The bear will not want to die, but die he must. It's their duty to the earth. When the hunter kills the bear's blood and fat drips down onto the leaves. As he roasts the meat, and the dripping fat and blood is what causes the leaves to change colors.
Ew.
Not helping.
Okay, but the leaves aren't changing colors, they're just brown. So, why are we crazy chasing the sky?
People forget why they have to do things. The leaves don't just change color for us. We have to make sacrifices for them.
And this is a big deal. Why?
Our entire world operates this way. He's supposed to be our reminder that we must sacrifice for each other. And every time this is forgotten, we take one step closer.
You're paranoid.
You are holding a brown leaf in autumn, and I don't see him.
Well, star beings can't just leave the sky, can they?
I don't know. This has never happened before.
Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe the bear will get to stay alive. Go, bear,
And
go!
who dies instead? There are sacrifices we must make for the world to go on as it should. What would you do if you were the hunter?
Go inside and watch my show. Make some popcorn. Maybe order a pizza.
Why did I even ask? New England, people come for the foliage. They admire it, judge whether it was good as the last year before. But most people don't know where it came from. They don't know the stories that come from the ground we stand on. The sky above us. Those stories remind us that balance is required, and without it, everything stops working.
So, let's say this year the hunter doesn't want to kill the bear.
And the bear says, please do not betray us.
And the leaves stop turning.
And the hunter buys a suit and builds a skyscraper. And the leaves, they stop turning.
And he drops down to the world and gets a television and a
And
microwave.
the bear says, please remember me, I'm waiting. And the leaves, they're waiting too. For they know their part in their relationship. And they know what they're supposed to do.
But the hunter stopped doing what must be done.
So if the hunter stops,
The bear
the
stops.
leaves stop.
And the Great Spirit?
I don't see the hunter.
I found the bear!
Oh, there he is. Waiting for.
I'm tired of this. I want to go inside. I want to watch my show.
You don't care?
It's just a leaf. It's just a story. I'm sure the constellation will show back up later when it's less cloudy. Let it go.
Please come back. We need you right away.
Get here today.
Hey, I met an oracle at jury duty. Neither of us was selected to serve.
Are you relieved?
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
How do you know they were an oracle?
Well, I was griping about how long they were keeping us waiting and sharing my anxiety about getting picked. I'm self-employed, so I lose all those days of work.
And?
Well, she told me not to worry. She said we'd both be recused from it. And she was right. And she gave me her card. It just said her name and underneath it, Oracle.
Cool. Did she share any other prophecies? Like, should we even bother with recycling and stuff?
Is there any reason to quit smoking now, or are we done soon anyway?
Should I keep saving for my kids' college or just spend it now on swim lessons?
Can she tell us if we should move to Canada?
I'm not moving to Canada.
Can she tell us if we're gonna grow old together?
That's so sweet. Do you really want to grow old with me?
Yeah, but I made that really clear.
Not really.
Oh.
I can't imagine going old.
Do we pull it together or burn up?
Who's left?
Cockroaches.
Horseshoe crabs.
Ferns.
Do we go extinct?
I didn't ask her any of those
Do you
things.
still have her card?
Call her.
I think so. Yeah. Should I really?
Well, she gave you her card.
She probably already knows we're going to call her.
It's ringing. What do I ask her first?
Do we stop using fossil fuels in time?
In time for what? Be more specific.
Ask her about plastics.
No, go bigger, go bigger. Like, ask her what it looks like. Like, are there still borders? Is there music?
Any rainforest left? Polar ice? Do we dissolve private ownership of water?
Ask
or
her if... No. Ask her how we get free.
Hey, Claire? Hi, Claire. We met at jury duty. This is Chris. You gave me your card. Yeah, you were right. I'm calling because... Yeah, well, we were actually just talking about that. What? We do? For real? Oh, really?
I only ask that you forgive me.
What do you mean I'm dying? I've never felt so alive.
It's rude, that's what it is. If I could get a hold of the bastard that put me here.
The problem is, I don't know what I've done.
For centuries, I've been stuck, just sitting there, joined up. I meant nothing to anyone. Now, I'm important.
I'm known for being someone who doesn't take anyone's shit. I'm known as someone who gets on with things, gets things done.
I've spent many years, centuries, not hurting anyone, not doing anything. Perhaps it was that I should have been doing something more, helping more. Perhaps this is my penance?
I was cemented to my family on what you call the ice sheet. I held sway over them. I disciplined them. I was strict, yes, but I was fair. No one crossed me. No one messed with me.
You get pleasure from seeing me. How can you get pleasure from something that's dying? Trouble is, I'm starting to think.
There's clean air still inside me. I can feel it as it flows through me, but the outside, it's something else. It doesn't sing, it cries, it weeps. It chokes me.
I think about what I'm doing here and why.
I've been hearing a lot of talk, too much talk, about how this might have been down to a weakness in leadership. Some people have been putting it around. They know who they are. I don't know who started that rumor, but that's all it is, a rumor.
What is the ice sheet? That's what you keep calling it, the ice sheet. I was there. Now I'm in the South Bank? That's what you call it? You say, look, this iceberg is all the way from the ice sheet, from Greenland. So I'm an ice sheet from Greenland, and now I'm in the South Bank? I'm an iceberg. I'm getting warmer.
I was separated from them. My family, they did not push me off.
You bring your children and they put their ears on me, listening for something. Something that I used to be. Oh well, it seems to make them happy.
So you push your fingers into me, down my spine, stick your tongues at me, making me flow and run. I don't mind. I mind. A little bit.
My master won't let me die. I've come a long way. My master, he took me on a long journey. He's a good man, my master.
I was dislodged, we'll say. I fell off the sheet into the water.
He'll come for me. He'll come back for me. I know he will. But if you see him, could you He won't let me die here. He won't let me melt away. I know, he's too good for that. He took me away from my home, took me from my family, but I know he did it for a good reason. He took me thousands of miles on a boat. I haven't traveled much. That's the first time I've traveled, and I haven't traveled much. But my master, he must know what he's doing. He must have put me here for a reason. He rescued me. I was floating when my master, he fished me up. I used to belong to my siblings. We were one. But my master, he'll save me.
It was no one's fault, but the sooner I can talk to someone, the sooner things can return to normal and I can install a bit of discipline.
I'm an installation. That's what you'll say. You'll say, we're here to see the installation. If I could talk, plead with someone to help me, perhaps I could offer some way, some means of paying my debt. Otherwise,
My master, he's an artist. That means
South Bank will swallow me.
he does art, and his art is me. That's right. You should know. You've come here to see me. Me shrinking, me dwindling. That's what his art does. It shows me naked, pants down. It's a little embarrassing, to be honest. I am a little... When I get the chance to think, that's when I feel scared.
You. Or you. Yes, you over there. Why are you touching me? Why are you licking me? It's disgusting. Anyway, you. Tell whoever put me here to come and talk to me. We'll have a frank and firm discussion.
I'm sorry. I know I should have more faith. But sometimes I worry. If you see him, my master, could you just remind him that I'm here?
Back in the glaciers, back home, hunters and harpoons, the forest of white. Now across the river, watching me with judgment in their million glass eyes, looming over me, they aiming their sun rays and smoke at me that I'll flow into somewhere, into the river of the South Bank, into memories. And I'll be traces of water, and I'll be yesterday, and I'll be full stop, I'll be gone.
I worry, you see. My family, they're not much good without me. They need my firm hand.
It's all right. I'm not dying. I'm having fun.
Without me, they tend to get lazy, disorganized. I miss them. That is, they need me.
I'll be an example of what happens when they let the sun and the sky take away more of my family, and we all melt some South Bank somewhere. So many South Banks killing us.
I'm having fun.
What you have to remember is that there was nothing then, in the sense that there were no real amenities. Everything had to be done by hand, and the few machines that had been invented were rudimentary at best.
All you had were your wits and what you had read, if you had read anything. It took a lot of doing, someone said, to make anything happen.
And sometimes the doing had to be done by candlelight, and at other times the glow of a small lantern.
There was cooking involved too. Before you say anything, know this. Cooking is an ancient art. It holds some secrets.
The hut was more than a hut then. It was what some called a cabin. And even though it was in the middle of the woods, it had something of a reputation.
Meetings were held in this hut. Most of them had to do with civil liberties and progress, even though, yes, poetry was discussed too.
There's this myth that nothing much got done back then, and that a hut like this was merely an excuse for some people to gather together and amuse themselves by telling each other stories.
But what you have to remember is this. The stories happened at the end of the day, after the work got done, after everything.
The real work in the hut happened before the stories were told. There was cooking and tending to the small garden out back.
Searching through the woods for new ingredients and new species, and yes, there were long walks where a great deal of reflection occurred about how one should live an honest life.
Often there were encounters, except then the encounters were perhaps less plain, because most people coming through these woods were running away from the worst conditions imaginable, and had heard that the poet and the people that lived in this hut would provide food, shelter, and safe passage. And they were right.
The poet and their people did offer these things in exchange for nothing.
In
exchange for nothing. Except maybe a little song, or a story, or maybe a new recipe.
If you walk into this hut, you won't see it now. But over there used to be a shelf where all the little stories and songs and recipes were held in small makeshift books written by hand. And if you were to run your hands along the shelf, you could hear all their voices.
Shall we talk to each other for a while? Shall we listen to our stories? In exchange for nothing except to be here, just be here with each other?
I'd been thinking about what the world would be like now after I'd been in the hut. I'd been thinking about how it was that we were able to recall the songs of those that had passed, but couldn't make our own songs last.
A letter came from the ocean. It was addressed to the person that went away to the hut in the woods. The letter was enclosed in a small envelope that smelled of lilac. I opened the seal carefully. It's not every day, after all, that the ocean writes you a letter. The paper was gossamer thin. The letter began.
Dear person that went away to the hut in the woods while the world was on fire. I don't imagine that you know what you sound like, but from where I live, it sounds as if every word is dandelion.
I hadn't heard that word in a long time. Just like I hadn't heard the words nectar, willow, since you were 7 years of age.
I missed those words. I liked them better than blog and cut and paste. But then again, you know that because you are here in the woods, in the hut where a poet once lived and others too, and soon you'll go back to your city and try to live your life again, and perhaps let go of some of your rage, and perhaps start to look at others with kindness.
It's not easy, I know. I'm used to my rage, too. It can be useful. It is a part of us, after all.
Sometimes I rage so much that my waves destroy everything. And I think they will learn now. These humans will learn because they have brains. They have logic and reason, and they have this thing called imagination. And with it, they can do so much good, and so much beauty, and so much music.
And sometimes when I hear their songs, I can't help but get emotional. I'm a softie that way. I hope you can forgive me.
I know being soft is not in fashion these days, but sometimes I can't help myself.
Because sometimes, on certain days, when the light hits the sky a certain way, or I see someone walking along the beach, their eyes full of possibility, or some child is rescued in a peacekeeper's arms while bombs carry their city away, I think I'm in love.
I
really am.
I love you all so much.
All right, so if we lower the thermostat by another 2 degrees,
Anyone?
and get Allison to wear a goddamn
Hello,
sweater
anyone?
instead of using the blood.
I can see you in there ignoring me.
Save us another 50 kilos.
Hey!
We aren't open. If you're here for a canvassing job, there's another intake on Monday.
I'm here to make a donation.
That's terrific. You can do that on the website.
It's not that kind of donation.
Oh. No, we don't accept gifts in kind. We're a non-profit, so we don't have that.
I want to give you my life.
What?
I want to donate my life.
You mean you want to volunteer? God, if I had a nickel for every guilt-ridden drunk who rolls up wanting to save the world. Look, I'm just the office manager. There are pamphlets outside. You sign up and you might not get to kayak in front of an oil rig right away, but...
No. I mean, kayaking sounds exhilarating, but I want to donate my life.
I'm missing something, aren't I? You don't want to volunteer, but you do want to...
Donate my life.
Definitely missing something.
I thought if I came here, the donation could be properly recorded, and you could advise me on the most carbon-neutral way to do it, because I was thinking about pills, but then I might be sending toxins into the groundwater, and there's always a gun, but that would mean supporting weapons manufacturing, and I'm not really comfortable with that.
Are you talking about killing yourself?
Donating my life.
You are so very much drunker than I thought you were. Sorry, I resort to dark humor when I'm uncomfortable. Can I call somebody to help you? Like a friend or a therapist or a hotline?
This isn't a suicide thing.
It kind of sounds like one.
No, I know, I get it, but I think of it like this. If we were in a foxhole, taking fire, and I could cover you to get to the Jeep, but laying down cover was gonna get me shot, if I did that, knowing I was gonna get shot, that's not a suicide. Not really.
But you aren't talking
Of course I am. I've seen the UN report. Droughts, sea level rise, climate change, casualties are at 400,000 a year, and it's gonna get higher. And in order to stop it, we need to hit net zero by 2050. That's how we get to the Jeep. I'm 25. Say I've got 50 years left. That's 900 tons of carbon. I can give that back to you. I can give you that much cover.
That's oddly noble. And I can see you've thought about this, but neither I nor the organization I represent want you to do that. There are better ways for you to help.
Not really. Not that'll save 900 tons.
Green living, public transit, vegetarian diet.
300 at best.
Well, then make a bigger difference. Protests, lobby for green candidates.
Because that's been a roaring success for the last 50 years, hasn't it?
Well, you could get a job like mine.
What were you doing when I knocked?
What?
You were in the office, 7 a.m. before anyone else. What were you doing?
I was trying to figure out if I can convince everybody to lower the thermostat again.
How much carbon will that save?
50 kilos a year?
See? Even over 50 years, that'll save, what, 2 tons? Oh, look, I'm not here just to make you feel bad. You seem lovely. With your night school law books here at 7 a.m. just to save 50 kilos? If you really don't want my life, I'll just nip over to Greenpeace.
No!
It's really no trouble.
No! You just stay here. Stay here, and I'll make you a cup of tea, and we'll talk.
You're just going to keep trying to talk me out of it.
Yes. Please have some tea. Things always seem better after a cup of tea. Give me that long. And if I can't talk you out of it, I'll let you go. Donate to Greenpeace.
All right.
All right. All right, now you just stay. Stay. There. Kettle's on. So how did you think of your donation?
Oh, well, I was down at the pub, nowhere else to be, and the news came on with this UN report, and I looked at my beer, leaving this half moon of wet on the bar, and I wondered how much carbon went into it. into me, all the cold beers and steak pies and my dad's car. What had I done to be worth so much? What had I done at all except get discharged?
Discharged?
That's not the important part. And anyways, it all comes back to this.
Comes back to this how?
All of it. Army, police, we say democracy, human rights. But mostly, we help old man say where the money goes. Or the oil, or the mine. You know it because when it really is about democracy or human rights, they tell you to protect the pipeline and not the people.
Is that what happened?
I told you that doesn't matter. What matters is what I can do now, and it will save lives. 900 tons. That's 5 people in South America, 15 in India, 36 in the Maldives.
Or 1 here.
Pretty much my point.
Well then, maybe I should do it too.
Do what?
Donate my life?
But, no, I don't want you to do that.
Oh, I see. It's fine for you, but not for me?
Yes, I'm a grotesque waste of resources, and you're...
What? I'm worth at least 600 tons. And what am I doing, really? Looking for improvements in heating technology and paperless office procedures, going to law school at night so that in 5 years I can intern for a lawyer who supports indigenous land claims or environmental class action suits. Band-aid on a bullet hole. Your way is much better. All the good I'm ever going to do all rolled up into one moment. And best of all, I don't have to stick around and find out the hard way if it doesn't work. Or, for the cleanup.
No, you are deliberately twisting my words.
How so?
This isn't some kind of escapist. This isn't me trying to get away from my...
Whatever it is you want to talk about.
I told you this isn't about...
Then why not just tell me?
It wasn't a big thing. There was this protest downtown. They said we were there to maintain order, but we weren't. We were there to scare them, to remind them what would happen if they really got in the way of the money. We knew it and they knew it. There was this girl in one of those Got Land t-shirts, and she got in my friend Nick's face, yelling that he was a corporate colonial thug. Just yelling. But it's getting under Nick's skin, and he tells her to shut up, and she won't. She just keeps going, I will not be she who betrayed her people. And Nick's got a baton. So he hits her in the face, and they drag her into the van. And I didn't do anything. I just watched. Then later in the locker room, Nick's making fun of her, doing this voice, I will not be she who betrayed her people, I will not be she. Except we were. Because this girl is trying to get us all to the Jeep. And what were we doing? So I hit Nick in the face, and he cracked his head on the locker, and they discharged me.
And so, you thought if you couldn't be a hero in that way, you'd find yourself another. Why do people always think some grand gesture is how we save the world?
Wait, what?
I know the big sacrifice looks romantic, but don't you think we might be better off if the sort of person who donate his life would just stick around? To lobby for green policies and better public transit and even to lower the body thermostat. Because heating efficiency represents a potential 9 billion tons in carbon savings for the planet. Thank you very much.
Oh, no, I can see what you're doing here. You're trying to save my life by making me fall in love with you.
What? No, that's... Even if I thought you were charming, you were clearly unhinged.
Charming? You think I'm... Oh, shameless. Here I am, set to give my life for the planet, and you come along with your blandishments of incremental change and the nobility of thermostats. I will not be swayed by some siren office manager. I'm going to Greenpeace.
No! You can't. I won't let you. I accept your donation.
But I haven't made it yet.
Yes, you have. You came to donate your life, and I've accepted it, and now you have to do what I say. And I say you have to do the work. To come back on Monday and apply for a canvassing job, to eat vegetarian and ride buses and go to protests and to live.
But there's still all of it. Melting ice caps and climate change deniers and the old men killing people for greed. Still these 900 tons. How am I supposed to carry that?
The same way we all do, as best you can. One day after another. Come on, life's not so bad. If you squint at it just right, let's go get that cup of tea.
Sorry, sir.
I'm not a sir. I'm a seed.
Oh, God. A sperm?
No. Canola.
Oh. Can you die?
No.
Yeah?
Yes. I'm one of those seeds that cannot die.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I read about those. No matter the poison. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. So you're doing it right now?
What?
Huh?
Growing?
No, dodging. Like dodging poisons.
Yes.
Surviving.
I'm a seed.
Huh. Nah. Come inside me. This bus stop is wholly inhospitable. All these plastic benches melting in the sun, giving God knows what fumes. All these particulates from buses. Even if you're surviving everything that is killing me now, they'll mow you down. You're a weed and they'll mow you down.
I'm a seed. I can start over.
No, buddy, the bees are dead. There's tar for miles. Nothing is getting you to a cornfield.
Except the right bus. Even if you are in heat, you don't really want to have my canola baby. Nothing will beat my genetic engineering. There's no chance you'd give birth to anything but a plant.
Fine. Wonderful. I'm not in heat. I'm a cool pragmatist. I see very clearly that your seed, you, would make a baby with a chance of surviving this whole situation.
You'll feed me, water me, farm me when it's time.
Yes. I don't want to enjoy this, but I think I might not be able to help it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nothing?
Nothing. I'm so sorry.
And not even if I...
All I want to do is die too.
What if I...
You'll flourish.
What if I...
No, still necessary. Nothing will stop you.
And where's my mother?
She got run over by a bus.
Mother! Mother! Congratulations on your destruction!
You have completely screwed up over and over again. I want to know if this catastrophic mess is from your total incompetence, horrible lack of motivation, willful disregard of selfishness, or refusal to see the severe consequence of your actions. Just in case for some unbelievable reason you missed the memo for the first 100 times, the description is completely wrong. Fully folded out, it is 42 inches wide and is hard as a rock. In what world is this full size? You sent us a twin-size sofa bed, Amazon, and it should be illegal to call this salmon-colored. It is closer to Tuscan red. It smells like a wet dog and is held together by staples and prayer. Like literally, the packaging is excessive and environmentally unfriendly, and we waited for like 4 days for delivery. We are livid, still awaiting return instructions. If we could give this couch a negative star rating, we would. Do not buy this couch!
Should we talk about it?
I already pressed submit. People deserve to know.
But I meant about the... Okay, let's not discuss it then.
We always discuss everything.
We never discuss anything of importance.
True.
Are your ankles wet?
I already told you my knees are wet, so what does that say about my ankles?
I wasn't sure if you might have stood on something, maybe on the couch.
As if anyone could stand on that couch without falling and breaking their neck!
I told you we should have bought the futon.
Are you gloating at a time like this?
Sorry. Was that another... Could you turn the light on?
I can't reach.
The switch is right next to you.
But if I try and fail, then that could be emotionally devastating.
But it's right next to you.
Yes, but it might not work.
Well, if it doesn't work, then that would be good to know. So we can buy another one.
We won't ever buy anything from you again, Amazon.
Ever! What was that?
Nothing.
Was that you ordering something?
Amazon sent a special on a flashlight.
But we have the light switch.
It was a really good special.
What's the delivery time?
Oh, knowing Amazon, it will probably take
A
a whole day.
Can you just turn the light on in the meantime?
Can you turn the light?
I don't have time to turn the light
Well,
on.
what the hell are you doing?
Absolutely nothing of any meaning.
That is surprisingly
Are
time-consuming.
you sure you can't just reach over and switch the switch?
Fine.
Wait,
What?
it's just,
What?
well, just,
What?
do we really want to see?
Good point.
We have tried that before.
Good point.
And you know, seeing is a little, and you know, we just turned it straight back off.
We do it multiple times a day.
The light goes on,
And then off.
and then on.
And then off.
You know what I think is a bummer?
What?
The speed of light.
Are you about to have one of your philosophical meltdowns?
No. I'm just saying, the speed of light is a bummer since, oh,
What happened?
I hate the part where your butt gets wet.
Do you prefer that it was slower or faster?
I'd prefer not to have floodwaters gushing through our home at all. Should we do something about that?
Yeah, we should. I meant the speed of light. Slower or not that it matters since we won't switch it on.
We switch it on multiple times a day. We just discussed that.
We discuss complete lies all the time.
Good point.
There's just no point in switching it on when all you can see is Tuscan red.
You should
Be ashamed, Amazon!
Really, there's nothing wrong with the dark.
The dark is very important.
Introspection, intuition, reflection.
But do we
What?
introspect?
We don't have time to just stand around and introspect.
I'm not exactly standing.
Why are you not standing? The water must be filthy.
Well, what defines standing in water versus swimming versus drowning?
Look who's getting philosophical now.
What's the meaning of life?
Who am I?
Oh. So then, who are you?
I don't know.
Okay. Who
Who do you want to be?
Someone who switches on the light, like a person who looks and sees, and then.
Hang on. Is this metaphor a bit problematic for blind people? Equating a lack of seeing with ignorance?
Good point.
We should be inclusive.
Definitely.
Let's keep the light off.
For equality.
Yes.
Definitely. Although, are blind people actually asking, oh,
What?
was that another person floating by?
Probably.
Should we help them?
Probably.
Hello? Do you need
The
help?
most likely dead.
I'm gonna turn on the light.
Wait! That'll be a flashlight delivery.
Hurry up so we can find them. Something smells strange. I hope you're not right that they're.
Oh my god, Amazon! You sent a flashlight without any batteries!
Seriously?
What the hell?
Disgraceful!
And the
It
packaging!
could fit a dead body.
0-star rating.
We won't
ever buy anything from you again, Amazon!
Shall we order batteries?
Just did.
So, who do you want to be?
What?
Before, when I said I wanted to be someone who.
Oh, I wish you were shorter than me.
Why?
It's up to my armpits, which means it must nearly be. Let's really turn on the light this time.
Hello from your friends at the corporation. Criminals have been apprehended for spreading fake news about the existence of light switches. There is no such thing as a light switch. We are all already living in the light.
There's no such thing as a.
Any effort to find or activate this so-called light switch will cause catastrophic loss of jobs and plummeting economic prosperity.
Switching it
I don't
on.
want to lose my job.
You're about to lose your.
You will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law,
You can't even swim. I'm turning it on.
or we may just kill you.
Oh,
Okay.
So, lays back in your luxurious indoor lake, salmon swishing swiftly by, gaze out at the dusky red sunset. This is your time. Finally, relax.
That does sound kind of nice. Oh! God, why did you do that?
oh my god! Something! You nearly.
Turn it back off!
No!
Turn it off!
Is that.
Please!
Oh!
Please!
I am the butterfly that persisted, fluttering my wings even when the flowers were no longer sending messages far and beyond. A cloud forms above dry land, it rains. I am the rain, the droplets that fall on the scorched surface, your heritage on soil you killed and wells you dried. I let myself fall onto the crust that threatens to break. I did not desist, pouring into rivers where once things lived, murky. I persist to flow into the crevices of the earth and find my way to the seas of plastic. Between bottles and bags, I persist, trying with all my might to dissolve your toxins. Too much, yet I persist to dance with the wind and make waves crashing against the shore time and again. Are you listening? I am here, under your feet. I am the body you raped and raped and raped. Strong words you don't like to hear. You punctured my core and sucked me out dry. A vessel of light, you filled me with shit. I wanted to erupt, but I desisted and desisted until enough volcano burned everything. Are you listening?
I am listening, damn it, but what can I do? I inherited this mess. I did not commit the crimes. I'm doing my best here, and you know it. Do I have to list things? What can I do against the machine? It's not even about you to begin with. It's about greed, buying, consuming, Botoxing, bombing, liking, fucking GDP. Slavery, empower the people. Are you kidding me? They'll tax the wind and buy out the sun before they give it gratis. It's too much of a burden to
My
carry.
vertebra, tectonic plates, they slide together no longer. They collide, collapse. What are you willing to let go of to save me? To save yourself?
Take preemptive measures. Lie down before I faint. Breathe.
I am the breath that persisted to get knocked out of you and to come back in.
Withdraw from society. Move to a forest. Grow my own green.
I am the wind that will persist to storm and uproot your trees.
Why are you punishing me?
I am the tree you cut down.
I had no choice. You threatened to fall. I heard you weep under the chainsaw.
I want you to hear. Don't close your ears. Let me guide you. You don't trust me. You interfere at the wrong time, plucking away, epilating your gardens, calling my medicines weeds. I'm the thorn, the nettle, the bees that persisted. I am the prickle that persisted to wake you up before the dawn, but you persisted to turn your back on me. I persisted to rise and set wax and wane, setting you signs with birds and beasts. My songs you no longer hear.
I listened. I wrote. I tried.
Why did you stop?
No one was reading.
I am the inspiration that persists, the thoughts that never die. The words that force their way into existence. I am the vision that persists to penetrate the darkness. I am the dream.
Naive, failed, unheard.
Persisted. I am the simple soul that persists in believing, but you are busy playing important. Set your ego aside and let me speak. I am you. But you have forgotten, ignorant to what I taught you, blind to what you know.
Mother knows best.
When will you learn, child?
I, the child that chose not to be born in an overpopulated planet, the spirit that never became.
Or did it?
I'm listening.
It's
It's time.